most people in the world, okay, start from zero. No matter where you're at, okay, you're starting from zero. Importantly, we realize that you have to be consistently working. With that being said, I expect to see everyone, like I've been seeing over the last several weeks, put in the work every day, right? That's the difference between your friend, who's never going to make it happen, and you, okay? You actually work every day. And you actually realize that in order to get what you want, to get the result, to get to the scale that you want, you have to have an imbalance at first to create a balance. And that's how a balance is genuinely created, especially when you don't have anything to start off with, like everyone starts at zero. Okay, so keep that in mind, guys. Don't get so caught up in, having a balance in this phase where you're growing and building and trying to become the best version of yourself. There shall be no balance. There should just be focus on growing. Yeah, Billy, so walk me through what you got going on, my friend. You've been making crazy progress the last week. Walk me through where you're at. Walk me through what the questions are today. Let's go ahead and continue the progress forward.
When launching and that sort of thing, am I actually launching live? Because I don't actually have any account set up on Facebook and that sort of thing, so ads and stuff like that. I just want to get that clear.
So what you would want to go ahead and do, right, is obviously obtain your Facebook ad account. Now you have all of your assets nearly built, which is phenomenal. So all you have to do is go ahead and secure your own Facebook ad account. Okay, you can use that through your own Facebook profile. You just create a business manager and it'll prompt you to create an account. This will be tied to your own personal account. Doesn't matter what account you use. It's preferred that you use the most seasoned and long-term account that you actually use, because you'll get more favorable results from Facebook. Let's say you have an account that you just created, right? You're going to have more limitations, etc., rather than using your seasoned Facebook profile. So you want to use your seasoned Facebook profile to create the account. And that's particularly what you'll be utilizing to create your BM as well. Your business manager houses your many ad accounts, and you'll create a business manager and it'll prompt you to create your ad account inside of that actual movement.
I feel like it would just be another stress reliever out of the way once it's actually done and up there. So once I launch, it's sort of there, and I can just sort of learn how to run it and that sort of thing. Because I feel like the marketing is the biggest key when it comes to these stores. Like if you sort of like the setup phase is sort of easy once you actually get the hang of it. It's actually all the other stuff, the nooks and crannies, and actually how to actually run it to actually make it.
The thing is, one of the most important things to realize, and this is really good for everybody, the marketing is a template. Basically, it's a template that we're following. It's the same structure that I'm utilizing in my businesses, right? What's important to realize is that what makes or break the business is the assets that you put together, right? The actual research that you do. So the work that you're putting in with product research, right? With creating all of your actual targeting sheets, et cetera, those assets is what determines the movement forward. So a lot of people think, advertisements is the super hard and difficult part. But in reality, it's very simple to follow structure in ads, to follow proper guidelines and systems in advertisement. Where the most important concentration should lie is in asset creation.
100%, yeah, because that'll help me sort of further going ahead and that sort of thing. So probably this week I could probably get all that done, plus the OCUs and that sort of thing, which leads to my next question.
All products should have OCU set up before launch, because it's going to make you more money per launch. So for example, the thing is, the OCU system works so well, and we have our structure that works so well, that if it didn't work so well, I would say, it doesn't really matter if you have it at launch. But the thing is, it's genuinely going to make you more sales and more profit on a lot of the sales that you acquire, even in the testing phase. Therefore, it's absolutely needed for all products.
What's the conversion rate on that, Justin? Do you have the number for that?
At first, we're all launching our post-purchase upsell. As we all know, for our BSF veterans here, okay, we know specifically that we're also launching a pre-purchase upsell after we actually have our post-purchase in place. So the goal of what we're looking for, and what we're commonly seeing, as we've been seeing on the last, literally every single mastermind, anytime anyone ever brings up their conversion rate for OCU, it's almost always exceptionally high, because this is our custom BSF system. Okay, it's 20% is what we're aiming for a prime, conversion rate on the actual post-purchase. Okay, so if we actually achieve our 20% post-purchase, and keep in mind, okay, what's important here is that we're using the same products. We're using the same exact products, okay, for the post-purchase. That's going to have standardly and statistically the highest take rate. Who could tell me why? Who remembers why the post-purchase upsell being the same exact products? And look, Bijan says he's seeing 30% conversion on his brand. He's crushing it. So Bijan started from complete scratch right here at BSF, and he's literally seeing 30% conversion, which means 30% of people are taking his upsell, okay, which is insane. What product? Drop down below, guys. Why are we thinking that we're using the same exact product that we just sold as our first upsell. So I'm seeing 30% conversion. It's so good. It's an easy upsell. Kyle says the customer.
Isn't it because they're already interested in the
product
actual product, Justin? Is that right? Like they've already got interest in that product, so that's probably why you're upselling them on that product.
That is exactly correct. Exactly correct. Because, for example, like Kyle said, the customer was already sold the product. They're already sold the product. They're already sold in the product, which means they already trust it. The
I just read the comments you said.
Right. And what's cool, Bill, is the fact that if you're selling something else, you're going to have a naturally lower conversion rate because people have to be resold in that item. That takes time, right? So a quick transaction is ultimately what's going to make for a high conversion rate. So that's why we're having the same product as our upsell, okay, and nothing else but the same product. With that being said, we're aiming for 20%, guys. Okay. With that being said as well, after we lock in the fact that we're at 20% and we're converting, like Beyond's converting at 30%, that's really freaking good. Okay. After you achieve 15 to 20, okay, that's where I say, okay, that's amazing. That's phenomenal. Okay. When you're at 15 to 20%, you could then add a pre-purchase upsell. Okay. Now, who remembers what product the pre-purchase upsell should be? It's not the same product. What is the pre-purchase product that we're choosing to attempt to get the highest conversion rate? We got Cal's related product. Yes. Complementary product, an add-on. Correct. All usually cheaper. Correct, Shane. Right. So keep this in mind, guys. We're already knowing we're going to ask them for a pre-purchase or post-purchase upsell. And this is something that we all need to make sure we're implementing properly here, because this genuinely makes a crap load of money almost every time you implement it with a product that's doing nicely. Okay. So with that being said, we're choosing a product that is somewhat of a 2 peas in a pod product to what they're about to acquire, something that may enhance the experience. Okay. Enhance the experience, sometimes usually a bit cheaper as well, because we already know we're going to be giving them a post-purchase upsell as well. So we don't want to go ahead and obviously have a crazy expensive product as the pre-purchase. We want something to be, decently in a lower price range. So our conversion rate that we're aiming for here is about 10 to 20%. Okay, if you could get a 10 to 20% pre-purchase upsell and a 20 to 30% on the back end, you're sitting pretty. Our conversion rate means the amount of people that are actually taking the offer. So, what percentage of people are actually taking the post-purchase upsell? What percentage of people are actually taking the pre-purchase upsell, right? And keep in mind, we want both of these running. The goal is to have our post-purchase at around 15 to 30%, really 15 to 20%, right? Anything above 20 is really good. And at the same time, have a 10 to 20% pre-purchase as well. If you could find yourself in that scenario, you're going to be doing very, very, very well. And I believe Jacob also has that kind of structure right now, which is pretty sick. In case anyone's wondering about this, good question by Bobby. Do the pre-purchase items go through the regular BSF criteria, or is there another criteria for pre-purchase products? So the pre-purchase products do not have to pass the BSF system, okay? The only products that have to pass the BSF system is the products that we're putting ad spend behind, okay? With that being said, though, the criteria for seeing what product could be a pre-purchase product, it must be an item that is 2 peas in a pod for that product. So for example, if I'm selling a sauce bowl to stir sauce in, I might pre-purchase upsell you a wooden spoon, okay? It's cheap. It's a tool. It's going to enhance my experience. Okay. And it's 2 peas in a pod.
So Justin, so obviously the Facebook ad account, and obviously the OCU upsells. So then I go live. Is that correct? After
that is correct.
Okay,
that is correct. Because keep in mind, everything that we have here, all the way from product research, targeting, video, copy, thumbnail, etc. Everything. Notice how it's all in a chronological order. So someone who is brand new to e-commerce, never did e-commerce before, they're going through, following each step and realizing, wow, I just went through all these processes. And at the end, they look back like, wow, I just built my entire business and brand, right? That's the goal as to why it's in chronological ordering. And if you're someone who's brand new, right, having that chronological ordering will really help you understand the structure. And what's good is to not get overwhelmed by trying to do everything at once. You can see the path forward by looking at the Platinum Manual, but take it one step at a time. It's someone who's advanced, don't feel like you got to go so slow. You could go super quick. Guys like Paul and individuals like who have, several stores built past 6 figures a month, you could go crazy, go quicker, test quicker, go further. And obviously, if you're someone who's at that stage, I'll give you personal approval if I want you to go ahead and start testing more than one at once to build like your second or third brand, like we have several people doing now, right? But that's up to me and you ultimately. But keep in mind, if you're brand new, chronological is going to be your biggest partner and helper as you move forward, is the fact that everything is in chronological ordering. And if you're advanced, and you're far deep, or you've been here a while, don't be afraid to go a bit, harder and quicker and do maybe a few products at once, as long as you talk to me about it first, right? Because I want to obviously be on the same page to make sure that I'm aware that you're doing that, because I got to be on the same page as every single individual I'm talking to.